Okay, we're going to take a look at some Discord submissions because that is what the Discord is for. Let's see. Okay, that is another thing. If I recall, was this submission? Okay, so this question here. Okay, so we got some questions from the Discord. Let's just get right into it. AJ Mitchell, someone wants to sound like this singer. So you can kind of, this is tricky. This is the sound that is happening, but we should also be careful because this sound won't translate to every part of the range. He's jutting his chin forward, and the reason he's doing that is he wants to raise the larynx. I think that there's a better way. You don't want to jut your chin forward, you want to do that, but it achieves the same thing in this instance. The larynx is a little bit higher than it ordinarily would be. Very little breath, and also just a naturally high voice as well, and so that's why you're getting this very light sound. The little is that happens when you have some tension, a sort of really fast tremolo vibrato. You have some tension, and the thyroid cartilage, the movement of it is constrained. The thyroid cartilage is what you tilt in order to get vibrato, and if there's tension, it sort of just moves really fast. So, okay, that's the first part of that. I'll pretend like I actually have a real haircut. So now there's some airiness that's coming in here. So very, very gentle exhale in order to get a little airiness in there. You can also work on it through aspirate graduals. So in aspirate gradual, you can use a free program called Audacity. It's a great tool for this. You will need a microphone, but luckily for this exercise, you don't exactly need like a super high quality microphone. So you'd be doing a so this is why it's a gradual, right? So as the folds come together, they come together slowly, and this happens because of what's called the Bernoulli effect. As I blow air between these two pieces of paper, they come together. That is how the vocal folds work. They come together based on how much air you're using. In this instance, I'm going gradually, but there are other ways to do it as well. You can do aspirate abrupt. Ha, ha, right? And that's abrupt, right? They abruptly come together, get that flat. And then there's just glottal, where you don't have any aspirate at all. And there's also gradual onset. Where there's no aspirate in between. These are really, really, really good ideas to practice because you can get a lot of different dynamics with them, and you can use them in a lot of different places. And so that's where, like, if you want to copy someone's phrasing and you're listening to the recording, this is a great way to go about doing it. Okay, what else is in here? Okay, so this is some belting. This actually translates really well from what he was doing before. The super, super, super gentle. And then he goes for this belting. And why do I say that that actually makes sense, right? Isn't belting powerful? And the answer is it is. But volume, your vocal folds, as a woman, they are the diameter put together. They are the diameter of a dime. And then for men, it's the diameter of a nickel. These things will never be loud. It is when we create resonance, and it is when we treat them a certain way that they become loud. But all this is to say, it's not a matter of air. If anything, you want to use very less air, the louder you want to get. So what happens when you have a belt is the cricoid cartilage. It's one of two theories. The cricoid cartilage tilts, folds get fat and small and together. That's already enough power, right? because they're fat like this, the breath pressure builds up and then boom, right? So you want to be able to do that slowly, build that breath pressure really slowly. So what he was doing here, very gentle, right? And so he's gentle all the way through. Right? And so there's some tension here as well. This is not like flawless, but you know, it's a young individual and this isn't exactly an easy tune. You know, and if someone wants to sound like this person, they sent me that. It's not my place to disparage the goal, right? We can talk about how it's not ideal, but we can also we can get what this guy's going for. You know what I mean? So what I would do to practice belting is I would slide into it very, very, very gently. Like, I'll go. So by sliding up to it gently and not going too high, because like, here's where I'm at right here, right? I'm just F, I'm a tenor, right? So this is not very high. So we want to do it in a range that's not very high. We want to start very gentle. Now, belting takes a lot of energy, right? You can't be like slouching. It takes a lot of energy and good posture to do it. And then you're going to need AES, which is twang. So that's why I advise, you know, doing these really gentle slides and don't go further. If you don't feel like it's effortless, like there's no tickle in the throat, it's just, wow, there was nothing to that. That was easy as pie. I don't feel a thing. That's when you move on. You do not move on. Listen, belting can screw you up if you don't know what you're doing and if you don't do it in a way that is gentle. So when I slide up here, if there's even the slightest bit of tickle, I work on that. How's the vowel? Am I using too much breath? How's my posture? And it'll take some figuring out, especially if you don't want to get lessons, which is fine. But you have to, if you don't want to get lessons, you have to really, really play around and experiment a lot. And that'll help a lot to help you develop that. So that's belting.